looking sharp. Look at you, red jacket.
Yeah, Grady asked me to come into the office. We're doing another training today, and he asked me and Clay to jump on. He's like, make sure you bring your red jacket. So I was gonna make a funny joke about just sleeping in it and like just not taking it off, but
So you don't forget it, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Is this your first one, Julius?
This is my first one. This is my
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I will tell you, I don't know if I've actually personally told you this, but when I first started, when we first met was at convention. And I remember you being a Hall of Fame producer. And I was like, man, like I found a lot of similarities in kind of who you are and how you lead. And so you really inspired me to kind of, become just a part of what I'm doing here. And so I thank you for that every day.
Oh, thanks, man. That's, I have no words, but thank you. And I know you probably related to me because both of our parents speak the same language. So, and you're probably, if this fool can do it, I can do it too. So,
kind of. I mean, that's really what it is, right? Like, same language. I know he can do it. I can.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. I'm glad I made a difference, and that's what it's all about. So we appreciate you jumping on, and without a doubt, you're gonna make a difference for us today as well. So, and just to kind of explain to you what we're doing on this Thursday calls, and actually, it spilled over to our Q&A calls as well, because what we wanted to do in 2021 is to bring every single Hall of Fame producer on our agency call. But then we realized there's only 52 weeks, but then there's more Hall of Fame producers in 2020 than there's weeks in the year. So, which is absolutely amazing. But then we're like, we gotta adjust. We gotta do something else. So we do have a Q&A call on Wednesdays. We have our agency call on Thursdays. So, and we happy that you're here, man. So, but if you just kind of kick it off by just telling us how long you've been here, what the road to Hall of Fame looked like to you, and what you had to overcome to get here right now.
Okay. And Ivan, thank you for having me on. It's a privilege to be on and blessed to be able to share with everybody on here today. So I started with FFL October 2018. I came from another insurance company. We didn't have any leads. We didn't have the setup we do here at Family First Life. Our compensation, I started at 30%. I worked my way up to 80%, which was the highest comp level there. It was an MLM type business within the insurance industry. And I didn't know what I didn't know. Found Family First Life, and it's been just kind of a blessing. I'm so thankful for it. So, coming to Family First Life, I really thought this was too good to be true, to be completely honest with you, Ivan. I came in and I'm like, it's impossible that I'm coming in at a higher comp and I worked my tail off over there. B, we have leads, which is the hardest thing that I've had in this business, is to generate leads. And then all the training and all the support and all this is free. I'm like, it just seemed too good to be true for me. And so when I came in, I'm like, all right, I'm going to try it out. Worst case scenario, I can go back to what I was doing. That's kind of my mindset, because I was non-captive as well. So I got licensed or I got contracted. And then I started out writing, not very much, honestly. It took me about 3-4 months to break the 20K threshold. I was tiptoeing when I started. I would do $300 in leads my first week. And then I would try to milk those 20, leads that I had for 2 weeks. And I'd make like $2-3 grand and hope I can make a little bit more. And then I'd buy leads again, another 300 or 400. So I was just like very like, 1 foot in, 1 foot out type activity. And so I was, I was doing about 12 to 18K every month. And I knew I can do more. I just didn't know how at that time. So convention of 2019 was what really helped me. And one of the things that I realized, guys, was the road to becoming a Hall of Fame producer or a top producer is really through leads, right? And I think, I don't remember if you were on that panel or not, Ivan, but I remember there was about 4 or 5 people on the panel, and it was during the lead seminar, and they said, how much do you spend on leads? And every top producer on that panel spent between 5 and 8 grand. And I was like, okay, so if I know I need to be in that range, well, I just need which leads and how many leads can I get to spend that much money per month in leads to get enough volume in. And so then I started figuring out my lead situation. And literally after convention of 2019, I started to get mortgage leads, which I didn't have before. I got more internet leads, and my goal was to diversify, get more leads and get a bunch of different types of lead sources. As soon as I did that, now I was able to produce at a higher level. I was breaking, doing 20, 30, 40K a month consistently. And then really started to put my focus into building as well. And so last year we kind of started building in the beginning of the year, or I would say it's been about a year and a half now. We started building, and now, we got a bunch of agents that are joining the team, and we're helping them become top producers. But I'd say that the road to get here, Ivan, kind of to circle back, it was not easy, right? I've given you a summarized version of it, but for me, the hardest part was investing money, because I was not used to that, because I came from a place where I didn't have to invest. And then number two, it was really increasing my activity, but also being really strict with my schedule, because, I am a single dad. There are things that come up in life. And if I wasn't regimented in my schedule, I wasn't able to control things and book enough appointments, see enough people, because I knew I needed to see 30 people a week. Right. So that's the sauce that we figured out, is you spend about $2,000 a week in leads and run 30 appointments a week. You're going to be producing 40, 50K a month, because it's just the numbers work. So that's what I've learned. That's kind of what's helped me in summarizing it, I would say.
Got it. So where did you finish 2019, by the way?
So 2019, I finished with 278, just under 279. And then 2020, I just did 511.
Wow. That's easily a double. That's great, man. So you mentioned leads, being strict with your schedule. Those are the two things I'm gathering here. Is there any other secret sauce here, Julius, or just leads in the schedule?
There's more that goes into it for everyone. I think everyone has their own price to pay, right? My price was investing into leads. My price was being really strict with my schedule. Those were the prices I had to pay, and also sacrifice for me. Like, one of the things that I got from convention guys was Dave Anderson said, you got to sacrifice, you got to give up to go up. Right. And so as a single dad, I had to find different times and adjust my schedule with my daughter, or doing things that I, wanted to do, that I was used to doing, but I had to make this a priority because my daughter was a priority. Right. So I shifted my mindset. So that was also part of my price, but for me, yeah, that's really it, man. It was schedule, it was investing. And it was just, I've always been good at just working, right? I've never been shy of work. And I think that's the one thing that I see where people come in and either do well or don't do well, is some of them are getting in their heads and, well, what do I do this, or do I do that? Or what, well, let's just go to buy some leads, make some phone calls, read a script. It's not that difficult. And the ones that work are the ones that just start to figure it out. And you just got to kind of also have a mindset of just resolving and figuring things out, problem solving. That's the word I was going to look. Just figure out what your problem is and work on that.
Got it. Okay. Awesome, man. All right. So 5/11, 2020, now going into convention, and I'm probably analyzing things again, understanding where you're at again. And what is your biggest takeaway from this convention 2021, Julius?
I think my biggest takeaway is a lot of this business is about us, and it's up to us to change for us to accomplish what we want in the future, right? And no one is given anything. Everyone's working for it. But I think, another thing that really resonated with me was what Dave Anderson said. He said, nothing changes until something changes. Right. And so for me, my focus, Ivan, this year is, all right, I got the coveted red jacket, right? I was so hungry for it last year. I can't even tell you, dude, when I didn't get it and I had 280,000 or 278, whatever. And I see everybody crossing and I'm like, I can do that, right? Like I just need to go a little bit harder, just a little bit more, right? And so when I did that, that was kind of my driving force. But like, you know, for me, it's now, all right, I got the coveted red jacket. I got what I was shooting for, but now I really want to help others. And now I want to be able to find other people that are in situations that, you know, they can make, they need to make more money or can make more money, or they're worth more in their time. So it's just coaching other people. How do I get better at coaching people? How do I get better at building? How do I get better? How do I become a better leader? How do I become a better person? Right. So it's for me just taking accountability for myself, knowing that I'm not satisfied, guys. Like there's so much more that we can do. And there's so many people. I mean, there's everybody on here, right? Everybody on here would love a red jacket if they don't have one, right? Drop a 100 if you guys would love a red jacket. If you guys don't have a red jacket and you want a red jacket in 2021, drop a 100. There's gonna be a bunch of people, right? I mean, you got people that are gonna want red jackets. At least Nick and Justin do. Kevin does, right? So like Ivan, like that, you know, it's knowing that we want to do it, but now the next goal is, all right, how do we build a big agency, right? How do we help people? You got all these people that want red jackets. So now it's how can I do better? And I'm hoping I'm giving any kind of value for you guys that are listening, but being able to give back and really just make a difference in other people's lives and just grow a big team.
Absolutely,
so
man.
It starts with me, man. It starts with me. Just like it starts with you and everybody else on this call, it all starts with us.
Absolutely, man. No, definitely. It's a huge help, and thanks again. But Julius, what are your goals for 2021? What are you trying to hit? Another Hall of Fame for sure?
Honestly, how honest do you want me to be on here?
Well, we want the cold, honest, 100% truth. That's all. That's what we expect from you, man.
The real truth is I'm Hall of Fame it will happen, yes. But I'm also going to do it in a different manner than I did last time. I'm going to focus my time more into building, but at the same time, selling. So my goal is to still hit Hall of Fame, but then also to help agents and build a big agency and get to 2 million a month in issue paid business by the end of the year. And so that's a big goal, a big hairy goal. That's scary because we're literally talking about right now we're doing 500,000 a month to going to 2 million a month, but it's really not that big a deal. It sounds big, right? But it's like, we just got to find more people, help more families. So that's our goals and my goals.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, if your goals don't scare you, they're not big enough. So
it's true.
And that's a good goal. What is your team doing right now, Julius?
So this last month we did 464 in a 4-week month.
That's solid. It's legit 464 when it's in the 4-week month for sure. Mm-hmm. All right, perfect. So let's dive into that a little bit. So what are you leaning on a daily basis to keep building, keep recruiting? What is your approach with recruiting? If you can just kind of give us a gist of how you started building, what you know, what's behind it, and what is your process basically?
Yeah. So in the beginning, my goal was to just earn, right? I needed to make money because I had to pay my bills. So in the beginning, I was tapping into warm market. I was using social media. I was just reaching out to people that I knew because I knew it was free, right? And I knew just about everybody can benefit from Family First Life, whether it's just making a few extra bucks or changing their career. So I was just reaching out to everybody, posting it on social media, and a few people came over. And then, you know, obviously I only know so many people, so I ran out of people pretty quickly. So I had to actually treat it like a business. And so now it's investing into advertising, right? So now it's putting ads out for people that are interested in getting involved with Family First Life, right? So whether it's Craigslist, whether it's ZipRecruiter, whether it's Facebook ads, right? So I'm constantly advertising. And that way I can have conversations with people, whether they're in the business or whether they're in the industry or not, and find the people that are looking to be a part of this. Right. And so for me, it's now a volume game. And I think, you know, in the beginning when people when agents are coming on and they're, maybe they're not selling yet. They may not have enough cash flow for volume yet, but that's, the reason why I wanted to get to Hall of Fame was not only for the accolades, but also the cash flow. So now I can actually invest the capital into my business because I didn't have it. Right. And so you guys hear Sean Mike talk about that all the time, right? Reinvest your money. So now it's me and reinvesting the capital from the business to be able to run an actual business and treat it like a business. And I think, so it's, our goal is to hire 20 people a week. Some weeks we hit that, some weeks we don't. So now our goal is our challenge is getting over that hurdle, right? So that's where we're now looking internally and what can we do to get better at, bringing in 25 people a week, 30 people a week, 40 people, because it's a numbers game, right? So what I've learned just hearing from, all the different leaders is just like sales and producing is a numbers game, so is building. Got to have enough conversation. Some will do it, some won't. Either way, it's okay. And so we're knowing that it just helps me process and just be unemotional.
Got it.
Just focus on work.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, without a doubt, Hall of Fame provides the cash flow, but I think there's a lot to it. People definitely agents definitely looking up to you. They know you know what you're doing. There's ultimately different level of trust, and of course they you leading by example. You're not trying to. That's what I love the most about Family First Life. No one's riding anyone's back. Like our income is what we sell. What we kill is what we eat. An agency building is a more long term, and yes, there's an override, but it's not making as much impact as your personal production. So that for sure is the case. But let me ask you this, Julius: how hands-on you are with newer agents, and do you interview yourself, or do you more like a mentor to them, and you just reach out to them, and you have recruiters? So what is your strategy? How you structured basically?
So in the beginning, everything, right? Because I didn't have staff. I had, let me rephrase that. I got staff pretty quickly. I think I got staff. It actually probably wasn't fast enough. Let me actually say it that way, because I got staff in, I believe it was June, and I started in October. So 8-9 months in. So I waited too long to get staff. That was part of my problem. So I was doing everything in the beginning, which most people do. And so now where it's transition is I have a recruiter. We have staff. We have an admin that helps us on the contracting side. And so our recruiter, she'll handle the process for the most part with non-licensed agents and getting them the exam. They have to send us a confirmation, right, that they're taking the test and all that good stuff. But she handles that. And then I'll have conversations with all the licensed agents. But I coach them as they need coaching, right? Like what I tell people is I'll match your effort. If you need so much support, I'm going to match it 100% and give you whatever you need, and I'll help you as best I can. And if there's someone that, maybe better suited on our team, I may actually place them with another manager, just if I feel like there's a better fit there. Right. But outside of that, I mean, we try to be pretty hands-on with our team in terms of, here are the tools. We're going to guide you. We're going to coach you. You have something, call us, but we can't do the work for you. And we're very direct about it, right? Like it's like, hey, here's what you got to do. And let's get to work. Let's get to work. So we focus on it that way. But for the most part, we coach and mentor and we help in homes. If they need to, they call us, they use the Slack channel as well. And all the standard stuff from that standpoint.
So you basically just have a conversation about initially just getting leads, getting on the phone, right? So, I mean, that's all it is essentially. Cause I see some of the newer people on the call today, and I could definitely, I guess I wanted to definitely use you here to kind of use your expertise. What would you say to the new agents that's on the call today? It might be their first call actually. So like what is give them some direction, Julius.
Now, so let me ask, have they made calls yet? Have they started, or are they just day one? This is the first thing.
I see at least 5 or 6 agents. They haven't started making calls yet.
Okay. All right. So if you're one of those agents or someone that maybe just got started, here's what I would say to you. Number one, don't overthink this. It's not that difficult. Okay. Literally get yourself at least 100 leads to start and print out your scripts, grab your dial tracker and just start making phone calls. Have your scripts in your hand and just start dialing. You're not going to have every answer when you need to, when you start. You're going to figure things out as you go. And I promise you, you just do the activity, which is making the dials, right? Just do the dials, right? You have to, because that's what's going to separate who's going to do it and who's not, right? And if you're making the dials, the results will come. You'll have appointments. You'll go see some people, and the in-home process is the easy part. The in-home, right? Like, I mean, Ivan, let's be honest. Most of these people, when you do it right on the first end, when we get into home, they're expecting us. They're happy. They're excited to see us, right?
100%.
So it's like, it's not that scary. It's actually nice to walk in. Hey, I'm Julius. I'm here for your mortgage protection appointment. Oh yeah, we've been waiting for you. Okay, cool. Right. So it's like, so the hard part is people just not taking the action. So just don't hesitate, guys. Buy leads, go get to work. If you guys got a dial team, jump on your dial team. But it's just a matter of making the calls and making your first, after you get through your first like 100 or so calls, it's like, it's no big deal. It's just, so that's what I would say is don't overthink it.
For sure. Would you say, Julius, that's really the only work we have here, right? Dialing the phone, that's it. If you have successful dial session, it's not like you're not going to go for your appointments. It's not like you're going to miss them. So you're going to go there for sure. So the actual 2 dial days, that's the real work. The rest is I'm just driving around picking up checks. Would you agree with that?
100%. And if you think about it, what you just said is 100% true, right? Name one Hall of Fame or top producer who doesn't dial well. I'll wait. You know what I mean? Like there isn't one. There isn't one is what I'm getting at. Like if you want to be good, you have to dial the phone and you have to get good at it. And then as a result, you'll pick up all those checks, like Ivan said.
Absolutely. I mean, guess that's really all it takes, right? So making over 200-300 dials in the dial session, we're not trying to lie to anybody here that if that you're doing less and you can hit this $10,000 a week submit mark. I don't think you can unless you diligent on the phone and lock yourself almost like in that chair and saying, okay, I'm not gonna get up. I'm not gonna take a bait and accept someone's invitation for lunch, which can turn from, you take 15 minutes to get there, park the car, that the 45-minute lunch supposedly turns into an hour and a half because you haven't seen your friends, and then takes you another 15, 20 minutes to get back. Now you're all stuffed and full, and maybe they even convinced you to get a cocktail during lunch. You haven't seen them for a long time. And now you're all sluggish and you're dragging yourself through the day. Next 2 days are miserable. In the blink of an eye, you're out of business. So treat it like a business, guys. So, but anyways, I took the floor for a little bit, but I'm going to pass it back to you, Julius. As we know, your time is extremely valuable. If you can just drop one more nugget to us and boost us into this weekend, because obviously top producers work the weekends. I'm gonna say that also, but just give us something to think about, watch for, or do. That's what Dave Anderson say. If you listen to his podcast, and on Fridays he has the episode. So just give us one more nugget, Julius, and we're gonna part ways. Appreciate you more than you know, man.
Yeah, I would just use the momentum. Momentum is hard to get, but it's easier to maintain. And right now, we as an organization have a lot of momentum, right? You and your team, Ivan, you guys are rolling 400K in like just 2 days of work, really. Like that's amazing. That means there's a lot of men and women on here that are making a lot of money, right? Which is good, right? So take that momentum, guys. And just breathe it into your customers. Buy a ton of leads. Like, don't overthink it, right? I mean, let's just get to work. We got some big goals. This is the best time to be at Family First Life with all the lead availability, the compass through the roof, leadership, the training. It keeps getting better, and with integrity coming on, and some of the technology that we're about to get that's going to help us. That's just something down the road that we'll all see, but it's just going to continue to get better, you guys. And so take advantage of the moment, go out there, help a bunch of clients, and let's just keep growing this thing. Let's grow this business. Let's make history together. And
Awesome.
Ivan, thank you for having me on, my man. I appreciate everything you've done and the way you've inspired me. And you know, anything I could ever do to repay you, I gratefully will.
You just did. So this was good, man. So we appreciate you, Julius. There's a lot ahead of us. It's going to be a great 2021. Yeah, man. Whatever you need from our team, be more than happy, you know, to help out. So let's get back on the phones, guys, because that's where the money is. $17 an hour, $17 per dial. That's what I know. My ratio is, by the way, way lower than that, and yours, Sabat, is as well, compared to a person that you should paying 100,000 a year. So your and mine probably like more like 10, 11 bucks. People that issue 100, 150,000 a year, theirs is like 35 bucks per dial. So think about it.
No, that's good.
Let's get back on the phone, guys. Have a good weekend.